compassionate altruist, awakener, bodhisattva, Buddha to be bodhisattva, spiritual hero, compassionate altruist, awakener, bodhisattva. That's the bodhisattva code in Buddhism. It exists in all the schools, Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, etc. The bodhisattva. It's a great ideal. The Bodhisattva Code. That was the original title that I gave to my book, Buddha is as Buddha does. 10 transformative practices for enlightened living, about the 10 Panacean virtues, the paramitas, or the 10 so-called perfections, which is a little perfectionistic for me, but Panacean virtues, I would say. Because each of them takes us all the way, and each of them is guided by the most important one, which is the sixth paramita, the sixth Panacean virtue, discerning wisdom or transcendental insight, or prajna, gnosis. But us backyard bodhisattvas, Buddhas from Brooklyn or wherever we hail to you all. And I bow to the Buddha, the Dharma Sangha, the light, the love, the God, the goddess, the clear light in your seat, the Buddha-ness, the Buddha nature, the true, uncorruptible, innate spiritual nature in your seat. Don't overlook it, them. I used to say don't overlook her, but today my pronoun is we. Moving from me to we. From meditation to we-meditation, meditation, wedding ourselves to all. Since we're all interconnected, interdependent, co-joined together anyway, interbeing, as the Venerable Master, still alive, the great Thich Nhat Hanh says. And check out his writings and his message. If you're not familiar with the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, Nobel Peace Prize nominee, great master from Vietnam, longtime resident in France as a refugee from Vietnamese troubles at Plum Village in the Dordogne Valley in southern France, where I too have lived. In the region of the ancient cave paintings of Lascaux, I think they're dated 22,000 years ago. Wonderful Zen-like paintings in those many caves. Homo sapiens have been around a long time, and other creatures and species even longer. It's part of the great cycle. And I hope we'll be around for a while and not lose out to our semi-conscious or unconscious tendencies, leading to environmental degradation and disaster. I don't know about you, but last weekend I was listening to His Holiness the Dalai Lama and some scientists at the Mind and Life Institute with special guests talking to our young, yet so wise and sage, really an old soul, Greta Thunberg. I even had to ask one of my friends, has she been nominated or won the Nobel Peace Prize yet? What a woman. All 19 years old of her. She was talking about the feedback loops that policymakers are not aware of when they figure in the environmental and climate change is, and how long we have until we do something better and so on. So I'm just mentioning that's something for all of us to be aware of. If we care about the planet, the species, the flora and the fauna, and ourselves and our children, grandchildren, etc., that they will have good air to breathe and potable water to drink and not be flooded by rising seas and so forth. Anyway, we're on the spiritual beam here. As the great Jesuit anthropologist Teilhard de Chardin said 100 years ago, around the time of World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, Teilhard, who lived in China as an anthropologist, who was a Jesuit scholar, who ended up his days sitting on a bench in Central Park, where my friend, the extraordinary female teacher, Dr. Jean Houston, still alive, met him as a girl and learned from him sitting on the bench there. Teilhard said, and he is quite well known, look him up. He said, this troubled world is kept afloat mainly by the prayers of recluses today in these war-torn times. And I was thinking, here we are. Maybe we're not recluses, maybe we are during this retreat time of the pandemic, taking the backward step, staying home more with our loved ones, with our pets, with our constant companion, the eternal companion, as they call it in the theistic traditions. Even if we're alone together. And that's one reason why we gather together like this every Sunday. And other times, you could look at the schedule when I'm online and my friends and colleagues, and so many people are online together today in this hopefully heart connecting way. Some have technological barriers more than others, including me. But here we are with a little help from my friends. Isn't it great to get together? Thank you for joining us and for bringing your pure heart, your good heart and mind, body and soul, energy and spirit into this gathering. Here we are together, virtual Sangha, a true Sangha, koinonia, a transformative community, koinonia, communing together, an ancient Christian word. The name of a commune out from the 60s and 70s outside Baltimore that I knew when I was around Johns Hopkins, a little university. Koinonia, communing together, like soul joining, almost like soulmates. Why not? Why hold back from anything or anyone? Openness, metta, maitri, loving kindness, compassion, friendliness is the way, the truth, and the true life. So now, let's begin with a little guided meditation. Please make yourself comfortable, unless you have other plans. It's a beautiful Sunday. Every day is a Sabbath, day of rest. Action and contemplation can be balanced in our life, outer and inner, alone and with others. Action and contemplation, we talk about not just one extreme or the other over much. The middle way, balance and appropriateness. Buddha never called his teaching Buddhism, nor let anybody make images of him or worship him. That came later due to human nature and needs. He called his teachings the middle way, a way of non-aggression, non-violence, balance and appropriateness, not extremism, not all or nothing, not dogmatic fanaticism, the middle way. And we can see the results of extremism today. So let's be aware of that and check our own motivation and intention and opinions. As I always say, if I knew all about a particular situation, which is so rare, almost impossible in these over-information era days, if I knew all about it, like the Middle East, for example, or somewhere, I'd probably have a different opinion. Or if I was raised the way some people with other opinions were raised, I'd probably have their opinions. Everything is so relative or subjective. So the middle way for me is a great touchstone that keeps me in balance and not shouting, you always do this, you never do that. Life ain't black and white, although there's room for black and white too, but There's a whole chiaroscuro and rainbow arc of possibilities, dimensions, and color, variegated, and also the mystery of things beyond the conceptual mind, penetratable by the intuition, by clear cognition, by pure presence, by insightful awareness, by prajna wisdom. Buddhism is a wisdom tradition, after all, cultivating insightful wisdom and self-knowledge, not just a faith. Again, bowing to the Buddha-ness, the light in your seat. Don't overlook it. I feel prayerful today. There's a lot to think about, contemplate, pray for those who are suffering, who have died from the pandemic. I hope the vaccinations are rolling out and are effective. And we have peace and harmony in this country this week, today, and always throughout the world. Let's chant one of the Dalai Lama's favorite prayers, Jangchub Semtrok Rinpoche, the Bodhicitta, the altruistic aspiration for universal enlightenment, short 4-line shloka. Thank you, Jeff. Chant along if you like, or just hum along, or just listen and take it in and let this shab, the sacred sound, wash over you and through you and fill your chakras and channels, your energy vortexes and subtle energy meridians and subtle essence, and relax into natural meditation, co-meditating with sound, into meditating, into being with sound, in hearing, just hearing, nothing to look for or listen for, no one hearing, in seeing, just seeing, nothing to look for or try to make out, just pure process, pure seeing, no one separate seeing it. Jangchub Semtrok Rinpoche, Makye Pana Kye Gyochi, Yepa Nyampa Mepa Yon, Kane Kandu Pelwa Shou. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta, aspiration, altruistic aspiration for enlightenment, dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are together illumined, free, awakened. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful beings, bodhisattvas, angels. This earth is like an altar, all the beings on it, like the gods and goddesses in our mythology, in our traditions. The earth is our home. We are the stewards. Let's love it and love each other. Wherever 2 or 3 of you are gathered, there I am, as 'tis said in the holy book. May there be peace and harmony and sanity and moderation and tolerance and recognition of the unity and diversity in this world. An end to war and violence, violence abroad, violence at home, not just in our country, but domestic violence also a scourge in this world, too often hidden away. And may we find ourselves and see ourselves in each other, then who would we harm? Who would we exploit? Who would we abuse? Love is the way, the truth, and the light, the life. Not transactional love, but unconditional love, giving without expecting in return. The first of the 10 Panacene virtues, dana, giving without expecting return, like the Good Samaritan, giving without expecting in return. Doing your duty, doing what needs to be done, and letting go, whatever happens, happens. That's the message of the Bhagavad Gita. That's the message of the Tao Te Ching. Perhaps the world's wisest book, the Chinese classic, the Tao Te Ching. It's a good message to inscribe on our hearts. Giving as if no one's watching, even if no one's watching. It's still great, good karma. Thank you. And thank you for joining in together. How sweet it is. Imaho, wondrous, as we say, as we exclaim in the Dzogchen tradition. As I always say, without being competitive, Dzogchen is more fun. Imaho. Give a gong for that. I'm feeling in a good mood. If we take ourselves too seriously, life ain't much fun. Have you noticed? Just sitting or standing or lying down, that will do. Just breathing, just awareing, presencing, mindful rather than mindlessly sleepwalking through life. Just sitting, relaxed and at ease. Natural body is Buddha's body, Namanikaya, perfect embodiment, dig it. Just feeling the physical sensations, just sitting. Second pillar of natural meditation, just breathing. Breathing is a very important Buddhist practice. I'm putting quotes around that. Don't leave home without it. Just breathing, inhaling and aware of it, exhaling and aware of it. Natural breath and energy. Let it go, let it flow, natural flow. The great Tao is flowing through you right now. You don't have to get into it. It's flowing through you right now in every moment. Check it out. Just sitting, just breathing. And third, and aware of it, Sambhogakaya. And third, just being. Natural heart mind, Dharmakaya. Reality itself. Inconceivable, yet almost palpable, discernible. Dharmakaya, true reality. As it is. That's one of the Dzogchen slogans, maxims, as it is. See it as it is, which is the first step on the Eightfold Path, clear vision, clear seeing. See it as it is. Second Dzogchen slogan, leave it as it is. That's the practice. See it as it is the ground, the view. Leave it as it is. Letting go means letting come and go, letting be. Leave it as it is. That's the meditation of non-meditation in Dzogchen. And third, being as is, according to conditions and circumstances, beyond doing and beyond non-action. The sublime Dharma is accomplished, as Petrol Rinpoche sings. See it as it is, leave it as is, just being as is. According to circumstances and conditions, the Bodhisattva way. Proactive, not reactive. proactively actualizing the 10 Panacean virtues, or any one of them will do. Again, just sitting, just breathing, just being aware. That's the basic meditation of non-meditation instruction. So Zen meditation, Treg should, seeing through, being through, leaving it as it is, being as is. Sky gazing, space mingling, infinite dissolving, letting go, letting things arise and dissolve in the body-mind continuum in the present moment, in awareness, aware of awareness itself, whatever arises, watching it pass by like flotsam and jetsam on the stream of consciousness, watching it pass by without giving in to grasping, attraction and aversion based on liking and disliking, watching it go by on the stream of consciousness like waves, wavelets, bubbles, froth, whatever on the sea of awareness, not separate from it. The ocean of being, of seeing, never leaves its bed. That's the secret. This breath, only breath, this moment, only moment. Nowness awareness is the true unfabricated, naked Buddha within. Excuse me. Awareness, aware of awareness, undifferentiated, uncompartmentalized, non-dual totality and completeness, the big tigli, the ultimate sphere, the great snow globe. Let everything go, let it come and go, let be, that's the secret. Let go, let be, great equanimity, rest in the view, seeing things just as they are. Increase your wisdom and self-knowledge and incandescent, lucid presence or awareness. Incandescently present, lucid, aware. This breath, only breath, this moment, only moment. And enjoy the show, the magical display. It's the best show, the only show in town. Enjoy the joy of being, the joy of natural meditation, non-meditation, unmeditation, undoing the habit of overdoing. Imaho. Open to the wisdom of allowing. Relax into it. Thank you. Enjoy the buoyant, serene joy of natural meditation, Dzogchen meditation. Sitting is sitting Buddha, as Suzuki Roshi says. Assume your Buddha seat. Eureka. Hallelujah. Amen. Every once in a while, I take a deep breath with 3 and breathe out with a big ah, silently or noisy. The principle of relaxing, releasing, or more profoundly emptying oneself totally, letting go, emptying oneself totally. We're so full of ourselves usually and self-referential. What about me? How does that affect me? What about me? Me, myself, and I, the 3 Jews. No. The shortest Mahayana sutra in Sanskrit, the Sutra. That's the title. That's the whole sutra. Aha. Emptying oneself totally. The great shunyata of subjectivity. Things are not what they seem to be. The luminous void beyond concepts. The seed syllable, the bija, the fertile seed of Dzogchen experience. The less of me, the more room for thee, as it is said. Not me, but thine, O Lord, Lord Buddha, if you like. The 5 ahs of the Dzogchen Mandala. It's on the cover of Longchenpa's 7-volume blue books. Check it out. The 7 Treasures by Papa Longchenpa. Open, aware, at ease, relaxed, yet dynamically present, incandescently present, lucid, non-judgmental, yet aware. Awareness with a capital A plus. Just being with a capital B plus. See? It's delightful. Emo. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. May all beings be happy, peaceful, free, and may we all together fulfill the promise of this gorgeous, timeless, tried and true spiritual journey. One family, one satsang, one sangha, one beloved community, as Martin Luther King Jr. called it. One mandala, one samaya, one circle, one beloved family of all beings, not just us versus them. All together now. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Ancient Tibetan tune. And give the world your glory, glory. What? I should stop singing? Maybe that's better. Rise and shine, oh beautiful beings, bodhisattvas all. Who do you think you're not? I love getting together and practicing together and being together and connecting and communing and chanting and praying and playing and joking a little and provoking a little, thought, I hope, meditating and non-meditating, meditating, intermeditating, co-meditating, interbeing, whatever the heck we've been doing. Getting together, being together in the spirit is beautiful. You're beautiful, inside and out. We can't get together so much physically these days, but there are other ways of koinonia, of communing together, of community, of communitas, of communing together, of connecting, and recognizing our interdependence, interwovenness, interbeing, and rejoicing in that, even if we're alone together, as well as Buddha said, or somebody sang, love the one you're with. So given the state of the world these days, which is nothing new, the unenlightened life is full of difficulties and challenges and suffering even, but we are under pandemic, lockdown, clamped down, whatever it's called, and challenged by environmental things, extremism, and other concerns. Let's chant the esoteric, powerful, and profound obstacle removing prayer. Do some Sanjay to the all-time Buddha, the all-star Buddha, the Buddha of the three times, the lotus-born guru who brought Vajrayana, Tibetan Buddhism to Tibet, Tantra, Dzogchen, Padmasambhava, the lotus guru, representing the lotus blossoming of our own inner spirit, not just a historical figure, which he was in the 8th century AD, who came from India to Tibet. But the lotus of the innate goodness, the original goodness, our uncorruptible spiritual nature, our Buddha-ness, our Buddha nature, whatever you call it, the clear light, the Christos, the inner flame within, blossoming, flowering like a lotus, not coming from outside. Love doesn't come from outside, friends, as you know. It comes through loving. Love is a verb. Maybe God is a verb, not just a thing. Who knows? Dusa Sanche Guru Rinpoche Ngajukunda Dewa Chimpo Shab Bache Kunsel Doodle Drop a Cell So what is so Shinky love do so Jinan Samway Bache Shiwada Sampalanji Drapa Shinky love Ujin Rinpoche Lozo the Gajin Bache Misa Shinchit and Sampa Drapa Danchitan to Mangmadra so precious guide, teacher, mentor, benefactor, one with all the enlightened Buddhas of the three times, past, present, future, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments and powers beyond mortal monks, siddhis, fierce destroyer of illusion and confusion who dispels every obstacle and clears the path, opens the way for us all. We pray to you for blessing, encouragement, inspiration, protection, instruction, and realization. Please remove all outer, physical, inner, mental, psychological, emotional, and secret, subtle, for example, spiritual, mystical, subtlest obstacles and hindrances, and spontaneously fulfill all our sterling, altruistic aspirations. This beautiful 6-line verse comes from a longer prayer, obstacle removing, aspiration fulfilling, path clearing prayer from Jewel Limpa, from Choling Rinpoche's visions and revelations 150 years ago. Even the tune, which His Holiness Dingo Khyentse Rinpoche helped us learn and recited with us and drummed into us, if you wish, again and again in his lovingly grandfatherly way, sitting outside on a lawn in our 3-year retreat center again and again until we got this tune right. Because even the tune, the dong, the melodious sacred sound, has benefits and blessings and comes from mystic revelation, not just the human mind composing it, although those are not really separate. And the muse comes through us all. Now, could we end with Khenpo Rinpoche's dedication and merits and the Millennium Prayer, please? I see time is running. I do want to leave a little time for a question and answer. That's an important part of American Dharma, I believe. So this is a sharing of the positivity or dedication and merits prayer, translated from Tibetan, originally written by my own late Dzogchen guru, Naoshi Khenpo Rinpoche, co-founder with me of the Dzogchen Foundation in 1990. Oh, dear Kempo Rinpoche. They say reborn presently in the Himalayas. Through the merit of this, may the light of the Buddha's precious teaching remain for ages to come. The ground for every single kind of benefit and happiness. May all the supreme holders of the teachings, the enlightening, liberating teachings, who uphold its living spirit of truth, agree to live on for aeons, stay in this world, return again and again, and their lotus feet stand firm, healthy, strong, and long term. And so may the brilliant sun of altruism and compassion, harmony and well-being in all its blazing splendor shine the brilliant light of the study and practice of the liberating Buddha Dharma throughout every corner of the universe for the benefit, boundless benefit of one and all. For the boundless benefit of all sentient beings, of one and all, human and otherwise, seen and unseen. And the new Millennium Prayer that I composed on request and read on the radio on the eve of Y2K in Boston. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may they be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, safe, and free. May there be peace and harmony in this world, this evanescent world, and an end to war and violence, poverty and hunger, inequality and oppression, greed and cruelty, pandemics, famine, droughts, earthquakes, all kinds of natural disasters, and man-made ones too. May all be free from fear, harm, danger, anxiety, and insecurity. And may we better prepare ourselves for the natural calamities that beset us all. And may we all together complete this gorgeous spiritual journey. One beloved community, one Sangha, one circle, one family, all the way home. Love and best wishes, blessings, encouragement, moral support to one and all. In these admittedly challenging times. And it ain't no joke what many people are going through these days. So let's open our hearts and feel with them. Empathy is the root of compassion. Feel with them, resonate together, and help as possible. Contribute what we can. And also know that just rising and shining every morning contributes to that. Be a light in the world, not a blight on the landscape. Thank you. Jeff, do we have time for a question or two?
We have a couple more minutes. I'm just thinking maybe one question.
Do we have one? Pops
yes,
up.
we have.
Good for everyone.
Yeah, we have one. This is a question from Jeff. I like when you say letting go is letting coming and going. And I'm just saying, I'm thinking that when you're letting coming, is that being receptive?
You could say it's being receptive. That sounds a little bit like letting things in, which is fine for the moment. But think of the breath. It's cyclical. Letting in means also letting out. Just like receiving can also, require or imply giving. You don't want to be codependent and hijack all the giving. You also want to receive, be able to receive. You also don't want to be a sponge or like a Hoover, just always a taker or taking in and not sharing out. We're all stewards of all that we're given. We're not here for very long. We're giving this life, this world, this body, our friends and family and everything beautiful. There's so much beautiful in this world, as well as so much ugly, not really ugly. How about worse? Cruel, sad, difficult. There's so much beautiful, joyful. Babies are being born right now. I sympathize with the young kids at home who can't play with their peers. Peer sounds like a big word for those little tykes, but without going to school and all, and families and people in crowded conditions who working at home and schooling at home. And also, how about those who are alone at home for various reasons, elders or solitaries or, shut-ins. So breathing in and breathing out, just like the earth and just like the forests, all part of the natural cycle. So yes, it means being receptive. It also means being sensitive and open. Openness also has to be balanced with some kind of discernment, healthy adult boundaries, things like that. Anyway, that's a great question and a great subject. And I just want to say, I always say letting go means letting come and go, letting be. So that leads or segues or includes, implies the great equanimity that Buddhist practice talks about developing. Not a cold detachment, but a caring detachment, spiritual detachment, equanimity, like almost like objectivity. Like grandparents are more equanimous about the children than parents because they've been through it and they're not responsible entirely. They just enjoy the gravy train of being grandparents. They don't have to discipline the children and potty train them and all the other things that parents have to do. So the grandparents or the old shepherd who no longer has to chase after the sheep. This is a Tibetan image, but can lean on the elbow on the grass and just watch the herd. Maybe the younger generation is herding them or the herd dogs. So it's an image of aware relaxation, like babysitting the children while they're playing in the backyard. You know the difference between bang, bang, you're dead, fall down game, and somebody falling down and hurting their shoulder or elbow. Then you leap into action and take care of it and take them somewhere. So still aware and wise and sane, but more detached, just watching the game go on with a little more detachment. So that's letting go, letting things come and go, like letting feelings arise and dissolve and acting on them when appropriate, not just knee-jerk reaction. That's one of the secrets of mindful anger management or mindful emotional management, not suppression. Healthily processing feelings and thoughts and whatever arises in the body-mind continuum in the present moment. That's where this awareness meditation comes in. Cultivating this kind of present, lucid, incandescent awareness is very helpful for choosing how, when, and if to respond, not just blindly reacting when certain buttons might be pushed. So I see the time is going. Are there any announcements? Thank you all. Love you
Yes,
all. Be
love you,
well.
Lama.
Take
Thank you
care.
so much.
Make
I'm gonna, yeah,
mindfulness your practice during this COVID time. Thank you. Be mindful about those protocols.
thank you, Lama. I just texted a chat to some upcoming programs for everyone and more opportunities to practice. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time today and for your blessings.
Welcome. See you next Sunday.
Yeah.
Be well.